Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Sports. And the equity deal saga is heating up, with there apparently being a bit of an internal war brewing within SA Rugby, with the SA Rugby executives clashing with members of the Members Council. And I think we're in for a bit of a landmark year, to be honest, as SA Rugby, who recently today, by the way, announced a new sponsorship. So earlier today, just on a side note, SA Rugby announced a new partnership with Coca-Cola, who will add their logo to the shorts of our men's teams as well as our women's teams in a pretty big partnership from the sounds of it. Hopefully, it's a bit of more money in the bank already. So nice to see that we are still getting some big sponsorships, and the more international sponsors I think we get, the better. But in terms of this saga, it's the whole ASG deal. And, yes, we did a video talking about the fact that Sorry apparently having to fit a 14 million rand bill for those sort of negotiating the deal and finding potential buyers and the likes. And now there's a report that's come out on News 24 talking about the fact that apparently union bosses were shut down by SA Rugby President's Council last week when raising concerns about the audit which is going to take place on the bid that was done by ASG. So things are starting to heat up. So before we get into it, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. So apparently, there initially was a lot of unease regarding the company Win by One, which was the director was Ruan Olberholzer, the SA Rugby CEO, and that was sort of the company that was linked to the failed negotiations. And due to all the different concerns about what was happening, why there was this random company, where it was going to fit in, what was the purpose of it, was it getting money in the likes of that, an audit has been ordered. The audit will be conducted by Ernst & Young, and basically their challenge is to investigate the deal's commission structures and the governance processes to make sure everything is legitimate, everything is as sort of standard practice, and to make sure there's no sort of undercut dealings and anything suspicious happening from SA Rugby at the President's Council, who are accountable for that. Now, apparently there was a meeting on Monday, and there were questions about the audit's parameters in terms of apparently some of the union bosses maybe not happy with exactly what the audit was supposed to have. For example, maybe felt that their concerns were not being addressed by the audit itself, and apparently they were told to just listen. Is the quote that was given. So basically, the quote the source that revealed said, when they started to question Alexander about who would conduct the audit and what the terms of reference would be, they were told to just listen. So yeah, apparently not, and really were given any space to question the deal or ask questions about how it works and the likes of that. And the main two areas of the audit is the 15% commission arrangement and what is the structure of this Win by One company, which is supposedly the vehicle, special purpose vehicle that was set up for the entire equity deal. The good news is that we are expecting a quick turnaround time. So the audit from Ernst & Young and the findings are scheduled to be presented within 10 days at a general council meeting. So that should be in early February. Given the fact that the members council meeting was on Monday, that was when the audit was already sort of announced, basically. We should be sort of 4 days into it, really. So one imagines basically next week will be the second week, and the findings will be presented in that first week of February. So hopefully we'll be able to find out exactly what's happening, because at the moment there's just far too much ambiguity, and there's lots of reports coming out about, and us being South Africans, I think we're naturally quite cautious and we're naturally quite pessimistic when it comes to sort of any sort of equity deals with regards to whose pocket is it lining. Is this all legit? Are there other beneficiaries? This is the big thing. Are there beneficiaries, people who are going to benefit from this equity deal financially that shouldn't? Because at the end of the day, SA Rugby is, the custodian of South African rugby, and they're accountable to, taxpayers, because obviously it's a big, lot of funding that comes from government itself and government grants. And we invest our money into the SA into Springbok, so everything needs to be legit, and there can't be any sort of side dealings and undercard deals and the likes of that. So hopefully in 2 weeks' time, the audit comes back, it's completely clean, everything's legit, and there's no issues, and we can kind of move forward. But if there are some issues, this could be the end of people like Mark Alexander, maybe like a Ruan Olberholzer and the likes of that. And just when we thought we'd had a bit of structure and a little bit of continuity and safety within the SA Rugby and a bit of stability, maybe that could be all sort of thrown up in the air. So this equity deal, I think, could have the the potential to derail a lot of what SA Rugby's done in the last few years. If done correctly, maybe you can say it's sort of back in the right path. But unfortunately, it's far too many grey areas that are apparently not being answered correctly and not enough information being given to sort of make us feel at ease about the equity deal itself. So we wait and see. But what do you think? I mean, not good to hear that potentially union bosses are not being allowed to raise their concerns, are not being allowed to question exactly what's happening in this deal, how all these things work. Because at the end of the day, the members' council is what is the important thing. They vote on all these issues, and they need to have a voice and be able to ask SA Rugby what's happening. Because at the end of the day, what happens in the SA Rugby, President's Council and the decisions they make affects the entire South African rugby landscape. So they need to be held accountable, and there needs to be this platform to be able to hold them accountable. So it's quite worrying when you think that if they are being shut down and they are not being given the sort of the platforms and the opportunities to find out more and ensure that everything that's happening at the moment is legit and by the book. Very interesting times. We'll wait and see what happens, but another update over there, and we'll sort of continue to update as things do happen. So please just smash the like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve. I'll chat to you soon.